My sister was like, what you say? So right there, you think that white man now?
What if I told you there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers that you could look at and say wholesale, rehab, buy and hold, subject to, rent to own, transaction engineer. These are the 5 numbers that count that every deal has, that you can decide how to analyze that deal like a mad scientist.
I got an ache inside of me. It's a deep hole where I bleed. Oh, can I seal it? You're like an ocean without land.
How many times have you heard me talk about the 5 numbers that count? As a matter of fact, I have a number of videos right here on this channel that even breaks down how I'm looking at those numbers that count. Now, what are the 5 numbers that count and why you should care about them? Simple. All of these numbers are the main factors that determine whether the deal is a good deal or a bad deal. Number 1, we're talking about the asking price. How much do the seller needs to sell their property? When we're talking about the 5 numbers, you cannot analyze a deal without knowing the asking price. Now, sometimes that asking price is going to be given to you by the seller. Other times, you will have to determine what that asking price is because the seller isn't going to tell you how much they need to sell their property. Now, remember, it's not what the seller wants, it's what the seller needs. So number 1 in the 5 numbers that count is the asking price. Number 2 has to be, what is the actual after repair value? Now, a lot of times people will interchange the word after repair with after rehab value. It means the same thing. In other words, what will this property sell for once all the work is done? And what are the actual comps that justify the after rehab value? That's a great way to look at a deal, because when you're talking after rehab value, you're talking about comparing apples to apples. What will my property sell for once I fix it up, and what are the going number in that neighborhood that's going to allow me to sell this property for that dollar amount? So we already know, number 1, what is the asking price? Number 2, what is the after rehab value?
Oh, I know I'm a lost case, I'm a mess. But everything feels a little bit lighter with you.
Number 3 is all about the repair costs. You gotta realize that the repair cost is going to give you the estimate of what we think the actual rehab is going to take when it comes to the cost of rehabbing this property. So you have to understand valuation when it comes to rehabbing the property. How much would it cost to update a kitchen or put a new kitchen in? How much would it cost for bathroom, central air unit, and so on? So when you're talking about the numbers that count, and the third number that matters the most is the rehab cost. Number 3.
With the text on XO, my ace boom boom, no flex, no. I won't gas you up like petrol, just trying to take you way up where the jets go. But you didn't notice that. Keep clocking all my hours, I told you that. Work now, play later, but you keep going off on me. Keep texting like it's all on me, yeah, y'all.
Number 4 is one of my favorite numbers that count. We're talking about the mortgage balance. Now, when you have the mortgage balance, you're able to analyze all these different scenarios. You can go with a wholesale deal, you can go for a rehab deal, you can go with a rehab to rent to own deal, you can go with a rehab to short sale, to subject to. Knowing the numbers of the actual mortgage balance will let you be able to take that deal to a whole different level. As a matter of fact, most individuals who are talking to sellers don't even get this number. You cannot analyze a deal like a transaction engineer without the mortgage balance. Okay? Last but not least is number 5. Now, number 5 is, what is the mortgage payment? Now you're going to have a situation where you have all these numbers that you can bring together to decide, am I going to wholesale? Am I going to rehab? Am I going to buy and hold? Am I going to own a structured finance? Am I going to short sale? Am I going to do subject to? When you have that mortgage payment, you can determine exactly what I'm going to be able to rent this property for. Will I be able to make any cash flow? Will I be able to make any actual profit on top of the mortgage payment? Number 5, mortgage payment. Charles Blair, these are the 5 numbers that count. I'm out of here. Okay, you'll see that elusive, beautiful woman up there on the bench. We're coming up on high. A species of pure Nubian princess. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go up on high and recognize pure beauty at its best. As you can see, that is my beautiful wife, Tammy Blair.